Hey, welcome to the Foodie's Paradise. In this video, we will teach you how to make palappam as it is traditionally made in South Indian kitchens. Palappam is one of the most popular dishes from Kerala and it's a favorite among people who love South Indian food. Whether you're a vegetarian or a non-vegetarian, this South Indian recipe is something everyone must give a try. So without wasting any more time, let's get started. Welcome back. Alright, to make palappam, you start with soaking 4 cups of rice for 6 to 8 hours. The rice variety that I have used is Parimal rice. It's the same rice you use to make dosa. If you ask a Malayali, he would suggest you to use pachari, which is essentially the same rice. Once you've soaked the rice for 6 to 8 hours, drain out the water and gather the other ingredients needed to make the batter for the appam. You would need 2 cups of desiccated coconut, 2 cups of cooked rice, 1/4 cup of sugar, and finally 1.5 teaspoon of dry active yeast. We will grind the ingredients in batches of 4. It really doesn't matter how you divide the ingredients into batches, as eventually everything will be mixed together. Here I have taken 1.5 cups of soaked rice. To this I have added the yeast and sugar. And to this I will add a little bit of desiccated coconut and cooked rice. Close the lid and let them grind. You can see that the ingredients are not getting grounded properly, and that is because we haven't added any water yet. If you're wondering how much water should be added, please watch the video till the end. You will have a fair idea of the consistency of the batter. For now, just make sure that you add just a little bit at a time. Now that I've added water, you can see that the ingredients are getting grounded easily. If you think that the batter is too thick, you can add some more water. Just make sure that the batter doesn't become too runny. Again, don't worry about the consistency. Once you have watched the video to the end, you will understand the consistency well. Depending on the grinder you're using, it may take around 5 minutes for each batch to be ready. Unlike the batter for dosa, here the batter may not be as smooth, as the desiccated coconut will not grind beyond a certain limit. Although the other ingredients will grind to a paste-like consistency, you will be able to feel small coconut particles if you take a little batter and rub it between your fingers. Once the first batch is ready, take it out into a large vessel and grind the remaining ingredients in batches just like we did with the first batch. The only difference would be that now we do not have yeast and sugar to add. Alright, so here I'm done with grinding. I have collected the batter in a large vessel and I'm going to give it a good mix so that the rice, sugar, yeast and water gets mixed well. Once everything is mixed well, it's time for the batter to ferment. Now when you keep the batter to ferment, it's a good practice to place a large plate or dish below the vessel in which you've collected the batter. This is done so that in case your batter spills out once it's risen, it would be less of a mess for you to handle, plus it would result in less wastage of the batter. During the summers, it could take anywhere between 6 to 8 hours for the batter to rise and be ready. But during the winters, it could take longer, so it's advisable to keep the batter somewhere warm. If you have an oven, you could preheat it for a minute or two and then place the batter in it. Okay, so we kept the batter to ferment overnight and now it's ready. You're probably thinking that it has not risen for all the precautions I suggested. Actually, it did spill. I had to whisk it gently and clean up all the spillage. Unfortunately, I couldn't record all that. But remember, when you keep the batter to ferment, try and use a large vessel, and if it does spill over, whisk it gently so that all the air bubbles get released and the batter could recede to its original height. Okay, moving on. Add a teaspoon of salt. Do not add a lot of salt. Palappam is a bit sweeter on the side, so we add salt only to give it a good balance. But when I say sweet, I do not really mean sweet. It's not a sweet dish. It's probably only as sweet as a sweetbread. Now is the time to add about half a cup of milk. Palappam literally means milk bread in Malayalam. So here in this recipe you see me adding milk, but remember we also added desiccated coconut while preparing the batter, which means coconut milk is also present in the batter. So dairy milk, coconut milk and sugar we added gives this recipe its sweetness. Mix everything up nicely and keep the batter aside for another half an hour before you use it to make appams. Alright, to make palappams you need a non-stick pan specially designed to make palappams. If you don't have one, the link is provided in the description. You can order one online. Heat the pan on a medium flame. Sprinkle some water on it to check if it's hot enough. The water should evaporate immediately. Now turn the heat to low and pour a ladle full of batter right in the middle of the pan, and holding the handles on either side of the pan, rotate it so that the batter gets spread as shown. Cover the appam with the lid and keep it to cook for a couple of minutes or until it becomes firm. Some people cook it for longer so that the edges of the appam turns brown and crispy. Try both and let me know how you like it in the comments section. Look at how the batter moves in the pan when I rotate the pan. It's neither too thick nor too runny. This is the consistency we're looking for. When you add water while grinding, keep this in mind and also remember that you will be adding milk which will further dilute the batter. So be a little conscious about that when you add water. So that's how you make palappam. I really hope that you will try this at home. Please let me know how it turned out for you. The recipe is provided in the description below, but if you still feel lost, please let us know. We'll be happy to answer all your questions. Next up would be the recipe for chicken stew, which is an amazing combination with palappams. But in case you're a vegetarian, you can try it with vegetable stew, mixed veg curry, potato curry, etc. For non-vegetarians, palappam tastes amazing with egg roast, mutton curry, chicken ghee roast, etc. All these recipes are coming up, so if you haven't subscribed to our channel, please do that. Subscribe to the Foodie's Paradise for more such amazing recipes and hit the bell icon so that you'd be notified every time we upload a new video. Until next time, take care, God bless.